Day 3, Argentina against Iceland. One of the first games to sell out. The Vikings were back after causing such a stir at the Euros 2 years ago. They were back for more of the same. It brought the country like to a standstill, and it just brought everything to the, and it's something new to the tournament, and they were everybody's favourites apart from their own country. Iceland. People thought what happened in the Euros perhaps was a one-off, but they confounded the critics and headed a group ahead of Croatia. A 1-1 draw for Croatia put Iceland in pole position with a 3-0 in Turkey, sending them very close, and a 2-0 victory in Kosovo confirmed their passage as the group winners. They would start with 8 of the side that defeated and shocked England at the Euros. They were a very pragmatic side that played to their strengths. They were experienced and a very tight-knit group. They were physical, direct. They had a tremendous work ethic, a formidable work ethic and spirit, and a compact and a very rigid system that they all adhered to. They had 10% of their nation at this tournament. I think they had 30,000 fans at this biggest extravaganza. Their manager, Hal Grimson, kept the basis of the team that performed admirably and spectacularly at the Euros. It would be the first time they would be the smallest country ever to appear at the World Cup finals, and they would go up against a side. They would be underdogs once again, just as they were at the Euros when they faced Ronaldo's Portugal and came away with a 1-1 draw. As for Argentina, like the 2-time winners, the pressure on their superstar player Lionel Messi was immense. He was under considerable pressure and obligation from the Argentinian fans anyway to bring the trophy home and achieve what Maradona did in 1986, if he was to be accepted on that level by the Argentinian public. I mean, Argentina was a team littered with fantastic attacking options. I mean, Dybala and Higuain weren't even starting. There was Aguero, there was like Di Maria. It was in defence where the issues lied. They suffered their equaling highest ever defeat in a recent friendly with Spain, losing 6-1. They had consistent. So despite finishing third in their group, it wasn't until the very last game that their qualification was confirmed. They suffered home defeats at home to Paraguay and Ecuador and drew with Venezuela. And it was only the mercurial Lionel Messi in the very last game against Ecuador, scoring a fantastic hat-trick, 3-1, that sent his nation to the finals. They had a goalkeeper who had just made they have a goalkeeper, Caballero, who only made his debut in March at 36, at the grand old age of 36 years old. So Argentina were the undoubted favourites of this group, and the last time they actually missed a World Cup was in 1970. It was perilously close, and it was very nerve-wracking for the Argentine faithful. They had Mascherano becoming the highest cap player in Argentine history with 144 caps today. So it was on the day. So it was something. It was a momentous occasion for him himself. They'd lost 1 out of the last 18 games in regular time at the World Cup, I believe, and they'd won 6 or 7 consecutive opening games at this tournament. 7 I believe, and it was so Iceland, it was daunting for Iceland, but current Argentina on current form weren't weren't as formidable as in the past. They had three managers during the qualifier campaign. Who was it again? They had it was Baga. It was Bagla. Who was it again? Yeah, Martino and Boaza, and Sampaio is now in charge of the current crop, who will look to try and win the World Cup for the third time. Anyway, the game started. Icelandic fans heavily outnumbered in the arena. Argentina started swiftly. A touch may have put Argentina ahead within 5 minutes, again from a Lionel Messi ball into the box. And 3 minutes later, the Icelandic keeper was left scrambling across goal to deflect like an effort that was drilled low. Well, didn't deflect it, but he was scrambling to like meet it. But Iceland struck back on 16 minutes as they responded and got behind the Argentinian defence, and Bjornsson was should have slotted from a mere 5-10 yards out, should have slotted Iceland in the lead. Once again, confusion within the vulnerable Argentine defence. The game was up and rolling. Messi was playing deep, coming back a lot. The Icelandics doubled upon him a lot. They doubled up on him a lot. His first shot didn't come for about 16 minutes, so Iceland were very, very organised, tight at the back. Argentina probing, moving, but Iceland were resolute, as you'd expect from their team. And then 18-20 minutes, bang, Sergio Aguero, his first goal in first competitive goal in 2 years, and his first goal at 3 World Cups. Finds a space, the ball comes over, he found some space, turned, and with one swing of his left boot struck it straight into the corner of the net. Argentina believed they were up and running and would see how Iceland would respond, but definitely wouldn't change their panic or change the way that they played. And so it was once again. But how would they respond? But we couldn't believe so soon they actually could have gone 2 behind, but it didn't happen. But then Iceland confounded everybody and everything, and they equalised. Once again, panic in the Argentine defence, and Finn Bårdsen was on hand to side the foot home and bring Iceland level, and the fans level, and bring Iceland level. The Icelandic fans couldn't believe it. They were overjoyed, and Argentina was stunned, and they had to basically start again. It was once again, so it was interesting to see the contrast of styles, like Argentina probing, just Iceland being resolute, and resolute as ever, blocking everything that Argentina threw at them. And they went in at half time, and Argentina, just before half time, Argentina claimed for handball, but VAR basically confirmed that it was accidental and a penalty wasn't awarded. Iceland themselves could have gone in at half time. They had their own claim for a penalty themselves, claims for a penalty decision in their favour themselves, but it didn't happen, and they should have gone in at half time ahead, but Sigurdsson spurned a very good opportunity, and which could have shocked the Argentines. Okay, the second half again, and continues very much in the same vein as in the first half. Finn Bårdsen flies over, just missing the ball that was sent over, a cross that was sent over by inches. Iceland were dangerous. Considering that they had only 26% of the ball, they actually had the better chances, and more clinically, if they were more clinical, they would have been in front. And then time came, then the breakthrough. Argentina thought they had the breakthrough. Meza falling in between the defenders. I think it was Magnusson that may have been the one charged with making making the illegal challenge. And yeah, and the great man Messi, he picked up the ball, and it wasn't a great penalty, and the keeper was equal to it, made the save. It was Messi's third miss in the last 6 games, and Iceland survived. And yeah, and it was well parried. It was a fantastic height for him, and yeah, Iceland continued to hold tight. Everything, 2 banks of 4 everywhere, Iceland. Then again, then 70 minutes, fortunate not to get away with another effort again on the Icelandic goal. But what it was yeah, a big moment when what should then a penalty should have been given, when was Pavon was adjudged to have dived when it was clearly that the infringement did take place in the area. VARs wasn't used, and Iceland survived the close call. I mean, then Sevenson was just he just about got the touch of the ball away from Messi as he lined up to apply the finish. It was Messi again, had the keeper sprawling along the line, along his goal line with an effort, and time was running out, but Argentina were getting as desperate as ever. Then Parverson came to the rescue again with a great reaction to the bird, with a ball that was curled low and hard into the corner. It was Messi again, came inside on his right foot, the ball driven over, and then it was as if by some kind of fate, Messi was brought down with as the game with virtually last kick of the game. Well, very much towards the end, the tension built up. Was he going to produce what Cristiano Ronaldo produced the previous night? Everything was set up, but unfortunately it wasn't to be his day. It went crashing into the wall, and Iceland survived. And and Argentina were unable to keep their record against debutants at this World Cup. So the passion, the fighting spirit, and the organisation from Iceland gave them a well-deserved points. Argentina had a lot to think about when they faced Croatia in their second game. Iceland well deserved.